Johann Archibald Vanden Akker was born in California in 1904. He received both his Bachelor of Science degree and a doctorate from the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena. Between 1931 and 1935, he was an instructor of physics at Washington University for both undergraduate and graduate courses. In 1935, Johann was invited to chair the Department of Physics at the relatively new Institute of Paper Chemistry in Appleton, Wisconsin. Johann joined with intentions of staying for 4 to 5 years. He remained as chair of the department until his retirement in 1970. He was also chair of the mathematics department. Johann's field of specialization benefited most aspects of the paper industry, but particularly those in the high-grade printing and writing papers because of his outstanding work in optical and strength properties. Supercalendaring technology was also improved as a result of his work. During his time at the Institute, Johann was fortunate to have been involved with a number of projects that have defined the history of paper. On December 26, 1944, Johann and his peers developed a 4-person house from waste paper to serve as temporary housing in the areas devastated by World War II. Waste paper pressed into panels was assembled into a house in about an hour at a cost of less than $110. The house was packaged in a bundle weighing 1,029 pounds. In 1950, Johann became involved in a project at the Institute that resulted in the decision to never again test radioactive devices in the atmosphere. The entry into the atomic weapons age, following the dropping of 2 atomic bombs in World War II, necessitated United States maintenance of atomic weapon supremacy. Development of weapons required testing of atomic devices by exploding them in the atmosphere. Paper, known as IPC 1478 filter paper, was produced at the Institute and sent on various missions on board several of the first U-2 aircraft spy planes ever built. The revolutionary paper that was sufficiently loose to let air pass through at 60 miles an hour, yet tight enough to filter from the air at near 100% efficiency, particles of about 1 micron or 40 millionths of an inch sampled the entire atmosphere of the Earth. The collected particles provided a basis for the evaluation of radioactive debris in the atmosphere that may constitute a biological hazard. Johann was a strong supporter of education and taught hundreds of future industry leaders at the Institute, each of whom benefited tremendously from his mentoring. In 1986, Johann said, "At all levels of education, our increasing failure to attract, motivate, and properly educate our young people is, in my opinion, our country's most serious problem. We need to reveal to the student the fact that industrial research often requires the thinking of scientists who are more broadly based in their education than their brothers in the pure science laboratories, and to point out that scientific generalists have developed and flowered in industrial research." Johann was awarded the 1968 Tappy Gold Medal for his outstanding work as a scientist and teacher. The medal is the association's highest honor and is awarded to those whose achievements have definitely contributed to the technical progress of the pulp, paper, and paperboard industry. The presentation was made by one of his former students, then Tappy director Charles R. Calkins. In 1999, the Institute of Paper Science and Technology, the successor to the Institute of Paper Chemistry, created the Johann A. Vanden Akker Prize for Advances in Paper Physics to recognize the many contributions Dr. Vanden Akker made to the field of paper physics and to the paper industry. It is awarded annually through the Technical Association of the Pulp and Paper Industry Paper Physics Committee, of which Dr. Vanden Akker was a member for many years. Johann passed away on February 2, 1999. He was preceded in death by 2 wives. His 3rd wife, Margaret, survives him.